The race for the Democratic nomination to be Wisconsin's next governor has had more hits than a Packers game and as many audibles, too. Democratic Governor Tony Evers is retiring after 2 terms and 2 very narrow general election victories. Wisconsin is perhaps the most competitive of all of the swing states, so the parties tend to go all out on state races. The Republican side seems set. Congressman Tom Tiffany is well ahead of his potential challengers long before the state's August 11 primary. The Democrats, however, that's a very different story. Mandela Barnes, the former lieutenant governor, dropped out of the race on Thursday amid a scandal. But he never got much traction to begin with. That's because Wisconsin's progressive activists have been all fired up for Francesca Hong. She's a Democratic socialist who represents part of Madison in the state legislature. Mainstream Democrats say Hong is too far left for the squishy centrism of America's dairyland and that she would lose to Tiffany. Governor Evers and most of the state's establishment are now backing David Crowley, the Milwaukee County executive. Crowley dropped out of the race in July, endorsing another mainstream candidate, but then she flamed out. 10 days after dropping out, Crowley jumped back in at the governor's urging. Meanwhile, Hong has been cruising. A Marquette University Law School poll in March showed Hong in the lead, but only by 3 points. Fast forward to the middle of July, and her lead had grown to 11 points. But now get a load of this. Here's the same poll from last week. Hong was up 25 points on Barnes before he fled the race. She was 35 points ahead of Crowley. Now, Republican groups have been boosting Hong's candidacy with ads telling Democrats that she will take Wisconsin back to its progressive roots, something that they would like. The Republicans want her to win because they think her nomination will make Wisconsin a very rare pickup opportunity in a very difficult year for the GOP. Is that true? Well, here to discuss the matter herself, Francesca Hong. Assemblywoman, we thank you for being with us. Let's start with the Republicans' premise. You've been elected to the state legislature 3 times. You had a nominal Republican opponent in your first race. He got, I looked it up, 12% of the vote. Since then, you've run unopposed. You've never had to face off in a competitive general election, and certainly not in swing districts like those around Milwaukee. Why are you a good risk for your party to take this cycle?
I think it's the political moment that we are in, the reality for many working-class Wisconsinites all across the state. We've been proud and very encouraged to see such a bipartisan, multi-generational, multiracial coalition come together to support us because folks are ready for transformative change and a new type of politics, one that puts working-class people first.
Okay, here are the results from Donald Trump's 3 presidential runs in your home county compared to the rest of Wisconsin. It's a 25-point spread compared to the rest of the state. He won your state twice by painting Democrats as too radical on social issues, most famously about transgenderism. You championed in the legislature trans-inclusive legislation. Even as public opinion has shifted, big majorities now support bans on trans females and women's sports and medical interventions for minors. So what are you going to tell Tom Tiffany when he calls you a radical trans activist?
What's radical is that we still have a $7.25 minimum wage. What's radical is that Tom Tiffany is an election denier. What is radical is the fact that folks all across Wisconsin, many don't have access to health care right now. Being able to make sure folks have what they need when they need them from the state is something that I believe many Wisconsinites have actually been telling me that these are the things that they want to prioritize.
Okay, Democrats are particularly touchy about this race, and it kind of explains the back and forth and the dropping in and the dropping out that we've seen here because of down-ballot concerns. Even in the very good years that your party has had, occasionally during the Trump era, you've never retaken the legislature. You've always been in the minority. And that put Republican lawmakers in a situation to try to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Democrats in key legislative races, we're thinking here like the WOW counties, Waukesha, Ozaukee, they don't want to have the same fights that you do. And it could be costly for them even if you win. So there's a world in which you might win the governorship, but still not get the trifecta, still not take control of the legislature. Talk about the concerns that those legislators, your colleagues from those more moderate places, might have.
Well, first of all, let's remember that the majority party, the Republican Party, had a manufactured access to power because of gerrymandered maps. And I believe that having us at the top of the ticket will actually help many of my Democratic legislative colleagues as well as candidates, because we're encouraging independent voters to come out for us. We're fired up about the fact that we're going to take on big tech and with our moratorium on AI data centers, that it's actually pretty popular to talk about fair taxes, where we've got hardworking Wisconsinites paying more in their share of taxes than some of the largest corporations and the ultra wealthy. And so fair taxes, taking on data centers, funding our public schools, these are all issues that Democrats will be running on this next legislative session, and I'm excited to build towards a Democratic trifecta.
On the data center question, this is something that you're having success with and people in both parties are having success with. Is there a concern that a moratorium, so I understand that you've called for a one-year moratorium on the construction of new data centers. Do you have any concern that in our competition with China and in job creation and all of that other stuff, that now would be a dangerous time potentially to stop building data centers, since we may be close to the end of the build-out?
Wisconsin's in a situation where we actually have an opportunity to continue to invest in good-paying union jobs with good benefits, where we can be investing in our rural roads, building hospitals, improving conditions for our schools. There are so many other things that I believe Wisconsinites want there to be good jobs, good construction jobs from. We also have an opportunity to make sure that folks who are working in the different public sectors where we need public services and investment there, that's where we can be building out good jobs as well. And so here in Wisconsin, I'm more focused on making sure that we're bringing middle manufacturing back, good construction jobs, building worker power for unions, and making sure that we've got great public services for the public.
Okay, you have a rally this very day with Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from Minnesota next door. So if you win this primary, voters are going to get to see you and her together in plenty of general election ads for Republicans. Talk about why it's important for you to have the backing of such a polarizing figure, even though she's not from your state. Why does this matter to you to have her there, and why is she important to your race?
The Congresswoman has done a phenomenal job of showing what it looks like to lead with moral conviction and courage. I'm deeply inspired by the fact that the issues that she's championing for human rights, for childcare, for ensuring paid leave, these are things that Americans care about all across the country. And when people are polarizing, not the issues, but manufacturing lies about her, I think that it's important that our women and girls and kids all across the country see two strong women of color come together, fighting for everyone's rights. Doesn't matter what your background, your zip code, or what your faith may be.
Last thing, as Governor Evers wraps up his 2 terms, what kind of grade would you give him for his time in office? Would you say he's been a successful governor? Would you say he's missed the mark?
Well, the governor is still the governor up until January of 2027. So right now, I think his grade is it's not yet complete.
You're gonna maybe we give him a needs improvement. You want to see more from him before he's done?
I think the governor is going to do a lot to help Democrats win all across the state. And when it's an incomplete, it's not that it's a bad grade. It's that he still, I think, knows that he wants to do more for the state. And I'm excited to be campaigning alongside them should things go our way on August 11th.
All right, there you have it. Okay, America, if you called Williamson Street in Madison Willie Street, you would know her already. But if you don't, there she is, Assemblywoman Francesca Hong. We thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.